Hello and welcome back to Cody's Radio Workshop. Today on the bench we haven't got a Roberts. Thank you to everyone that took part in the poll on my channel, and apparently the majority of you want to see something that's not Roberts. Won't be a permanent thing, but I will be doing, like I've got on the bench here, different things. This is a Bush TR130 from the 1960s. Early 1960s, and is a superb performer after it's been serviced. This one came from George Christophe. I'll put a link to his channel down there in the description somewhere, and pop along and have a look and see what he's up to at the moment. Not an awful lot has been happening on the George Christophe channel just lately. He's had a few issues to contend with, not forgetting the recent fire, so I'm sure that we all wish him well with his workshop rebuild. Anyway, this is the Bush TR130 early 1960s radio, and it's in really nice condition. On the back there, just out of there's the glare. Get rid of the glare. It's a product of the Rank organisation, which was Bush, Rank, Thorn, Murphy. There are some Murphy sets, the B whatever. Andrew will be along, Andrew Ouser, link in the description down there, to tell me which model it actually was. That actually look the same. They are the same radio, but they just have a different shell on them. Yeah, so let's have a look and see if we've got a worker or not. My first initial look inside, and if I can get a pointy thing, and I'm quite excited already. Look, there and there and there are 3 Russian transistors, so somebody has previously been in this, serviced it, I wouldn't say serviced, changed the transistors. I can see all the original capacitors in there. So yeah, Russian GT322Bs, let's face it, they're not cheap nowadays, are they? So, having a look at the schematic, it says to remove the bottom of the cabinet by turning the 2 fasteners and pulling off, which I've done already. Remove and disconnect the battery. No battery. Place the receiver with the speaker grill downwards and separate the 2 halves of the cabinet shell. So you push on the outside of the shell, 1 in, 1 out, and then just lift off, and then you give it a wriggle and it comes away from the top. That's how easy this is to get into. And pop that on one side. Unscrew the 2 4BA nuts. So I need my 4BA nut spinner. So it is these 2 here, 1 here and 1 here. Lost the nut inside, it will come out shortly. And the second one, if we can get on there, because that transistor's in the way. Yep. And try not to lose this one. I'm hoping the other one hasn't gone inside the speaker. I'll just pop them on one side, I can just see it. So, let's poke it out. There we go. And the next bit is, and loosen the 2 screws retaining the top edge to the scale surround. So for this we need a crosshead screwdriver. Oh no, sorry, we need a flat screwdriver. Forgetting myself, I've gone all Roberts again on you now. So arm cam, it's this screw here and this screw here. So just take those out. Well, not take them out, just loosen them off. Like so, and then we can lift the radio chassis up and hopefully pull like so to get the radio out of the case. And if I just zoom out a little bit.
Here's my tuner radio player app. I found 1. The sound of trance. 2. The voice of the Cape from South Africa. 3. K&R, the beat of the kingdom. Choose a station.
Stop.
Sorry, I didn't quite get that. Please select an option.
I'd rather not, if you don't mind. Thank you very much for asking anyway.
Playing Power of the Cross radio from the United States.
What on earth? Alexa, stop. Sorry for that minor interruption. There's the two halves separated. Pop the nut spinner back, and the next instruction is, well, where do we want to go really? There's the alignment procedure, etc, etc. But what I will do first of all is get the bench power leads and we'll power it up, because what I can see inside here, if I get a different point this time, is all of the original Philips capacitors. And there's another one. So they will likely need to be changed anyway. There's another one behind there. So we'll get some power on it and we'll see how it's performing or not. What I will do is turn the speaker around so you can hear anything that I can hear, and turn on the bench power supply. That's always useful. The radio is off. Set on exactly 9 volts and switch on. We're on medium wave. That's as loud as it goes, and that's very quiet. Yeah, that's very quiet. Long wave. Very quiet. Band spread. Might get something on band spread. It's a heartache, nothing but a heartache. I can just hear that in the background. So yeah, it's working, but it's very quiet. So that will be the Philips capacitors. I'll switch the radio back off and disconnect the power. Now, it does say in the manual that you can service this with the speaker left in the case there, and you do what you do, and then all of your alignment you can do with the speaker connected, etc. But I like to remove it and get it off the bench. I've got a bench speaker anyway, so it's not a problem. So if I get my soldering iron
and remove, only just switch the soldering iron on, it might just take a moment. There's one. There's the other one.
So with those removed, you can just pop that on another side. I'm running out of sides. The radio's all over the place. So what I'm going to do is change these electrolytic capacitors. I'm going to change them all. I'm not going to take them out and test each individual one because they will be done for. I will do a little segment, I think, that just shows you that they were probably all toast. I've made a rod for my own back there really, haven't I? But yeah, let's go. any more for any more. Don't think there is. I've had a look at the schematic and I think I've got them all. There are 4, 5, 6, 7 electrolytic capacitors. Like I said, the where's my pointy? The 3 transistors have been changed and they are the Russian GT322Bs. Used to be very popular as a replacement for the AF117, which was originally prevalent in this sort of equipment. However, they have got really rather expensive with the absence of AF117s. The demand for the GT322B really went through the roof, and thanks to a friend of mine I have a supply of these, anyway, the GT322B, from my friend Simon Spires. Link in the description down there. Go and have a look at what he's been up to lately. But I have also used silicon transistors in the TR130 previously. I've used some 2N5401. I've used obviously the GT322B, and there's another one as well, and I can't think what it. Oh, BF450. That was the other one. And they work particularly well without having to alter any bias, or you don't have to change any resistors. Pop that on one side and we'll get the cheeky peeky and we'll test those capacitors that I've taken out. So this first one should be 200 microfarads, and if I zoom you down, so that one should be 200 microfarads, and the survey says 255, so that one's actually not bad. Let's go for the Elka mould. This one should be, I think, 100. Yeah, 100 microfarads. 172. A little on the large side. This one is a 10 microfarads. Well, it was, and it still is. And this one is 100 microfarads, and I believe this one may be 163, so it's gone high. Nothing that would stop the radio working yet, and we've only got 3 to go. Now this one, coming from the audio section, would be the 10 microfarad, so I believe this one, and I'm wrong. It's spot on. I thought this one would be leaky because at that end it's gone super crusty. 2 left. Which one's going to be the screamer? So this one is 100 microfarads, 138, and the last one, it all rests on this one, 10 microfarads. And 10 microfarads. by the powers of Grayskull.
By the power of Grayskull!
There it is, all recapacited. Now I'm just going to test this. We'll give it a test to see if that's improved anything at all. Place your bets. Make sure we're off. On to medium wave.
Paragraph 41.1. In my stead.
So next would be, I'll clean these two pots here. You've got the one for the tone and you've got the one underneath which is on the switch for the volume. I'll also clean the wave change switches, and that is using nothing more than electrical contact cleaner. So if I get some of this hopefully into there, and underneath there is also the excess hole, and the same for the switch. To turn it on its end, let gravity do its thing. Okay.
At SBI Manchester, at Carlton House, 18 Albert Square, Manchester, M25PE. Or visit the website SBI UK.
It does need an alignment, I can hear that, but I'll get on with that next. Now just going to do the alignment, so talk amongst yourselves for a moment whilst I do the twiddly. I haven't got the other cameras set up to look at the output power meter, so this is what it is. And it peaks at about there, but just as I've took the trimming tool out, it's just dropped off a cliff. So I go back in again and just give it another tweak. There. So that's L11, 12 and 13, that's that one there. Anybody fancy an ice cream? And then medium wave again, 1500 kilohertz, and tune to 200 meters on the dial. C14 is on the other side. And it's either this one or this one. I'd say it's that one. I'm going with that one. Hard to tell actually from the schematic, so we'll give it a twiddle and see if that helps or hinders. That hinders. That helps. That's most helpful. And the next one will be long wave on 214 kilohertz. Sorry about my speech, I've got a twiddly stick in my mouth. So now I need to adjust C16 for long wave, which is this one here. I need to turn our volume down. That's worse, better, better, better. Turn the volume down again to get the needle down. Better, worse, worse, best. Aerial circuits this time. So medium wave 600 on the signal generator. 600 kilohertz and tuned to 500 meters, and that's on medium wave. And this time adjust L2, L3, which are the aerial coils. That's showing me a reading of 5. The number bears no semblance, it's just a reference point for me. So that is 5 1/4. And 5 1/2. That's probably about the peakiest I'm going to get that one. The next one will be 1500 kilocycles at 200 meters, so that's 1500 kilohertz at 200 meters on medium wave. And this time we have to adjust C1. So I'm just checking out where C1 is, and that is on the other side. And that is this one here. And this is tuning the aerial circuit. Turn the volley down. That's worse, better, worse, best. Long wave, 214 kilocycles again, so that's 214 kilohertz, tuned to 1400. And this time C6 here. Turn the volley down. Better, worse. That one was screwed right in, so I'm just bringing it back out slowly this time. This is just to tune the aerial. That's about best. So we had it good, better, and then best. So that should be that now, done. This one doesn't have, some have a switch for Luxembourg, but we don't need to do that because we don't. What we do have is band spread, and as long as that is working, we can adjust C3. See how tiny it should be. Oh, look at that. 3mm. I found it, and I will point it out for you in a second. Worse, better, worse, best. What we should have is a fully functional radio. Gold on band spread. Yep, there we go. I'll just move that away from the bench. Okay, and medium wave.
To your mental well-being, but do you feel like, or wherever in your career did you feel like you had to display some form of numbness to the reality?
Long wave.
That's one that I was growing when I was 12 years old.
There we go. So that is that radio now done. I'm just going to give it a quick clean, pop it back into the case, give the case a wipe over, and then we'll have a demo. Just putting it back together now. onto medium wave, switch it on, tune it in.
With a great offer for all new and existing customers. Get a £1 free bet on the
didn't win any awards, didn't really get that much pickup.
And there we go. That is the Bush TR130. All nice and clean, original 60s, not the repro. And yeah, ready to be pressed back into service for somebody.